am the Mass Trans, and you are watching me, baby. Now, before we get today's video started, I just want to give a quick what's up to my peeps and a nasty, diabolical middle finger to the creeps. You know who you are. All right, you guys. So you know I had to come and talk about the baby, right? You know I had to come and talk about the baby. You didn't think I was going to let this pass me by? Oh, do not pass me by. I'm sorry. I went to church for a moment, but I'm back. The baby. Now listen. Now I know a lot of people are upset about what the baby had to say, right? And what the baby said was pure ignorance. Should he be canceled? Look, he was canceled in my book before he was even canceled. Ask me of the baby song. I don't listen to him, right? You out there smacking security guards and jumping on bouncers and promoters and what have you. I already knew he was garbage, okay? So I don't give any credence to what he has to say. For me, when it comes to what comes out of the baby's mouth, it is considered the source. This is a grown man calling himself the baby. And baby is fitting, right? His name, you know, is indicative of his intellectual capacity. It is infantile. He is the baby. Okay, in terms of his capacity for empathy, he is the baby. And this is what we talk about, right? When we have these conversations about toxic masculinity. This is a prime example of toxic masculinity. Didn't have anything to do, you go sing your goddamn songs. You know, what are you doing talking about people who already have struggles going on? What did that have to do with you singing or rapping? Excuse me. What? Connect the dots for me, because I'm not understanding how you went from there to there. And you guys, I realize I'm not talking about what he said. And one of the reasons I'm not talking about what he said is because I saw Maya Angelou on Oprah many years ago. And one of the things that she said, and this is one of those things that stuck with me, she said that, you know, words have power. She said she didn't allow people to use profanity when they came into her home because the profanity would seep into the walls, into the carpet, it's in the drapes. And you know, that energy that they've created, it's in your home and in your environment. So I don't want to speak the words that the baby said because I don't want that energy on me. I don't want it on me. And it amazes me how many people support what he had to say. How many people of color support what he had to say. It's mind-boggling to me that people would actually hold their lighters up in support of what he had to say. But this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. We live in a world that is full of double standards and hypocrisy, right? People will do backflips, cartwheels. I mean, they will turn into goddamn Simone Biles, right? When there's a Karen situation. But if it's an LGBTQIAP plus situation, and we happen to speak up against it, then we're taking everything too seriously. We need to calm down. He didn't mean it that way. Well, neither did Karen. Karen was just trying to make sure you belonged in her building. You know, this nice, kind white gentleman was just trying to make sure that you belonged on his block. He didn't mean anything by that. You guys are taking it too serious. Just calm down. You just calm down. Calm down. You know, it's the same thing. If the group that's being offended is telling you that they're offended, then it's offensive. Okay? If the group that has been offended finds it offensive, then it is offensive. You don't have the right to tell LGBTQIAP plus people what they have the right to be angry or upset about. Shut the up. Shut your dumb up. You sound stupid. The white person can't tell you what you should be mad at. And then you want to come tell me because I'm trans or or someone is gay that they don't have the right to be offended by what he said. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I'm offended. And I'm offended. And I'm even more offended because he came back with this, I don't even call it, I want to say half-hearted explanation, but it was no-hearted. There was no heart in that explanation. Basically saying that because people weren't there, what he said was taken out of context. Well, you know what? Here's the floor. Put it in context. Put it in a context that makes what you said make sense. There isn't one. There is not a context where that makes sense. And then he does the thing that white people do, right? When they try to prove that they're not prejudiced. I'm not prejudiced. I have a black friend, you know. And then he's like, I'm not homophobic. You know, all my gay fans. The gay fan in the front with the half crop top on. He was enjoying the music. What? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do? Can you imagine, right? You are a fan of the baby, right? I don't know how. If you are LGBTQIAP plus and you are still listening to the baby, something's wrong with you. Something is really wrong with you. Okay, there's no way you should be listening and supporting anything that this man puts out. Nothing. But could you imagine being a fan of the babies, being there, hearing what he had to say, and feeling unwelcomed, feeling like your safety was threatened because he's creating a hostile environment? What an ignorant thing to do. The baby is his brand's own worst enemy. I'm telling you, if there's one thing I know, is that karma is no joke. And the energy you put out into this universe will come back with a vengeance. And the baby will gag. And I'm not here to wish bad luck on anyone, because that, you know, like I said, it's not my job. I don't have to wish bad luck on anyone. He is creating his own karma. His own karma. I'm just saying, when I wake up and I see the headline, I'm going to be like, I already saw it coming. I saw it a mile away. Now everybody else is going to be crying, oh, the baby, But what about all this karma, smacking women in the face, jumping on promoters, you know, shooting people? Like, he creates nothing but negative karma for himself. The way he treated the kids the other day about the candy. Were they wrong for what they did? Yes. But was he wrong for exploiting it? Yes. This is toxic masculinity. And then T.I. had the nerve to jump his Bill Cosby Jr. ASS up into the fray. T.I., sit this one out. This ain't your fight, bro. You need to go find you some business. You need to go find you an attorney. You got bigger fish to fry than to be up over in here. And then he starts talking about Lil Nas X. And so that got me wondering, is that who the baby was addressing? Is that what this is about? People can't stand the fact that Lil Nas X is getting the shine? People can't stand the fact that Lil Nas X is openly himself? And because he's being openly himself, he's being embraced by the masses? Because, see, LGBTQIAP plus people are not supposed to be successful. We're supposed to do your hair. We're supposed to do your makeup. We're supposed to tell you what to wear. And then we're supposed to go back into the cave that we came from. We're not supposed to have an actual existence. That is what some people believe. That is what some people believe. And the fact that the baby would make a statement like that, and the fact that T.I. would come out and support a statement like that, it's just ridiculous to me. T.I., you supporting what the baby had to say. When's the last time you had your blood drawn? I'm curious. Because based on the allegations that are out there about you, baby, you might have wanted to put your lighter down if you were at that concert. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I say all that to say this. There was no sense, no rhyme, no reason for what the baby said. There's nothing anyone can say to me that will convince me or get me to see it in any other light than the light that it was intended in, and that was a light of malice. Okay? And if you support what he said, I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you that I see you. Okay? We see each other. In the words of meaning. But I also want to say this. Black people, you got to come to grips with the fact that LGBTQIA+ plus people are a part of the black community. Not just a part of the black community, but viable and thriving and you know, even what DeRay Black Lives Movement. You know, black people are in the forefront of a lot of these pro-black movements. The Black Lives Matter movement was started by 2 queer women. But see, lesbians are okay. Lesbians are okay. It's some homos and them transgenders that we don't play with. But if you lesbian, okay, all right. All right. And if you are hetero appearing and gay, all right. But the rest of y'all who want to put on pumps and lipstick and hair, oh, we ain't got no time for y'all. You are an embarrassment to our community. All these thugs out there shooting each other up, killing each other, selling drugs, you know, pimping women out. But it's the LGBTQIAP plus community that is an embarrassment. That is so mind-boggling to me. You know, you give respect to, you know, Man because he done killed or shot, you know, 3 people on the block, and so his reputation precedes him, and y'all like, oh, that's crazy, Man. That's how you respect? This makes sense to you? This is your logic? But LGBTQIAP plus people minding their own business. Minding their own business. That's the enemy. You mofos is crazy. You mofos is crazy. Y'all crazy. Alright, so let me get off my soapbox for a minute, because I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about this particular homophobia in the black community, transphobia in the black community. It never ceases to amaze me. And the baby really exemplifies how a lot of people of color feel. A lot. okay? And so I'm not shocked by what he said because it's nothing it's not anything I haven't heard before. What I'm more disappointed in, again, is the fact that people will put their lighters up in agreement with that. We got to be better than that. And we, at the very least, have to take a step outside of ourselves and ask ourselves, if I were in the position of the party that's being offended, how would that make me feel? How would that make me feel? And if it wouldn't make you feel good, then you should be asking yourself, why am I doing it and why am I supporting it? All right, you guys, that is it for this video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, ask yourself this one poignant question. Why be bitter when you can be better? So let's be better together. Mwah. I'm the Mass Trans, and I'll talk to you guys again in my next video. Bye.